popular topic, common problems with Mini Coopers. There's this huge approach to the mini game where people, you know, will ask me online if they should buy a Mini, are they reliable, that they hear that these cars are pieces of crap, etc., etc. And in today's video, I'm going to let you know the common issues on what these cars go through. Now, so nobody gets offended, these issues are mostly going to be directed towards the N14 engine, which goes from 2007 to 2010, the first gen of the R56 Mini Cooper S. So this is going to be directed to you guys, and this is also going to get directed because I know people are going to point it out. John Cooper Works, the JCW kept the N14 engine up until 2013. So if you have a 2012 JCW R56, it's going to have an N14 until 2013, just to clear that up. So this is more directly towards the first gen R56 people. Now, do the second gen N18 engine have problems? Yeah, I mean, you know, they all go through the same kind of issues, but they've mostly been solved. So in today's video, we're going to be going over what are the common issues that the Minis have. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, so the first most common issue that everybody probably reads on is the whole timing chain, timing tensioner, timing chain guide, all of that. These cars have a tendency to have catastrophic failure due to the timing chain, unfortunately. The timing chain guides are made of plastic. They break very easily if the cars are not maintained properly. You know, all the broken plastic goes into your oil pan, can interfere with your oil pump, blow your engine, etc., etc., etc. So if you're looking to buy an R56, now mind you, once again, this is more towards the N14 and the N18 engine. They, you know, pretty much fixed this issue. But if you're looking to buy a first gen R56, make sure if you buy it, either A, you know, you have all the service maintenance records. Number two, make sure that the car had some sort of, if I'm not mistaken, they did a recall for these where they were replacing them with new, better parts. Make sure if you buy one, it already had the recall done. I think it was a recall. I'm not 100% sure. I'm almost positive, though, that Mini had a recall because, you know, engines were failing left and right. They would get the quote-unquote death rattle. Literally, like, you know, you'd hear like a massive knocking noise. It would either, and it would even like shudder the car back and forth. Like the vibration was so intense, like you would feel the car jerking back and forth due to the death rattle. If you look up on YouTube, Mini Cooper death rattle, you'll see many different videos of people posting them up. But anyways, yeah, that's one of the most common problems. The timing chain snap, the guides break, the tensioners break. It's a big issue. So if you're looking to buy a first gen R56, make sure that the tensioner was done, that the timing chain, the whole service was done, and it'll save you a big headache, and it'll save you thousands of dollars in repairs if, God forbid, you know, your engine blows and you're looking at a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 plus repair bill, or having to swap a new engine into your car. Nothing is cheap. It's going to be a pricey bill. So either make sure you're maintaining your car right, or if you're looking to buy one secondhand, please make sure that those services were done. Another big issue, and this is going to pertain to both your N14 and N18 engines, is the thermostat and thermostat housing issue. These cars are a pain when it comes to coolant stuff. I had the issue come up for me. My car has a little over 60,000 miles on it right now, and I just ended up replacing my thermostat housing. Unfortunately, I told you guys in my last video, I did make a video about it, but the camera, I'm actually using it right now. It's working now, it's fixed. So anyways, I lost that video, but to get back on topic, the thermostat housing in these cars are awful. They're also plastic. They crack, they leak, the gasket goes bad on the inside. If your thermostat fails, you have to replace the whole part because the thermostat is integrated into the whole housing, and it's a pain of a job to do. I will show you in my engine bay, in my very messy engine bay, what I'm talking about. Maybe you guys can see what I'm referring to. Okay, so the housing, well, you're not going to be able to see, but it's under all of this mess of wiring. You have to remove the intake. It's under this whole ordeal right here, back there. Maybe you could, I don't know if you guys can make that out, but it's pretty difficult. But anyways, those break, they get destroyed. It's unfortunate. I had to replace mine. It sucked. The job takes a while. If you don't have the right tools, it takes a long time. That's another very common issue with these cars, unfortunately. Another big problem, the diverter valves in this car, they like to break. And actually, another video that I had made is coming out. The diverter valve is located right under the intake hose, right down in this area. But I have a forged blow-off valve at the moment. I have an install video coming on that, just so you guys know. But I have my stock diverter valve, and I'll show you what I mean. These things tend to break, they crack, they are very fragile. They do sell an updated part for it. Unfortunately, you know, these cars have their issues, but here is, don't mind the mess, but here is the stock valve. And if you undo it, just spin this off right here. A lot of times the little diaphragm, the little plastics here, they crack, they break, they leak boost. In here, these break too, unfortunately. They crack. Like I said, the spring goes bad. Sometimes the springs get all rusted out and they don't work properly. Like I said, the plastic breaks. So this is another common issue that will cause a lot of boost problems and will cause you a check engine light. That's another common problem with these cars. The diverter valve, they're not good. Either get the upgraded part, you could probably find the part online easily, or just get an upgraded blow-off valve, diverter valve, whatever. It'll be better, sound better, perform better, 100 times better. Another big problem, this is more of an N14 engine problem, is these cars have a very bad Pcv system in it for some reason, and unfortunately there's a lot of blow-by, and these cars suffer a lot from carbon buildup in the intake valves. So it'll get really gunky in there. It could cause a lot of problems. You got to get these cars walnut blasted a lot to prevent that. Luckily for the N18 engine, they really improved the Pcv system in these cars. Mine personally, I have an N18. They don't suffer from that carbon buildup. I do still recommend getting a catch can. I still run a catch can, but if you have an N14 engine, I would definitely recommend upgrading to a catch can to prevent as much blow-by as possible, because you're going to cake up your intake valves. You're going to lose performance. It's going to cause, you know, check engine light, misfires, things like that. And it's a real pain. Your car's going to run terrible. You got to get it walnut blasted, etc., etc. So the Pcv systems in this car are not the greatest. Once again, this is more towards the N14 engine. N18s really don't suffer from intake valve carbon buildup issues. This is more for the first gen R56. So to keep that in mind, that getting a catch can could really save you a lot of money in maintenance, performance, gas mileage, all that. Do it. Get a catch can. They're cheap. You can find a universal one that make that work for like 20, 30 bucks. It's worth it. Do it. Another thing, the high pressure fuel pump, they fail in these cars very regularly, but Mini did put an extended warranty out. So if you're not sure if your car has an extended warranty for the high pressure fuel pump, check your VIN number online or call a Mini dealer, see if it's still covered. These fuel pumps, they fail, just to let you know, but Mini does have that covered, so you should have an extended warranty. I'm not sure what years or what mileage it is. I know mine still is under warranty, God forbid something were to happen, so check it out. Just a short little thing, but high pressure fuel pump, they have problems, just to let you know. Last two issues that I could think of that come to the top of my head that are, you know, bigger issues if you want to call it that. I'm going to combine both. One, the ignition system in these cars. They're very picky when it comes to spark plugs, ignition coils, and stuff like that. They regularly fail if you don't keep up with, you know, regular spark plug and ignition coil changes. I've had the problem myself. Not too bad, it's not annoying, you know, I put colder spark plugs in, better coils in, the car's been fine ever since. But the ignition system of these cars, not the greatest, unfortunately. And last but not least, the valve covers in these cars, they tend to leak, they tend to melt, because since the turbo sits right here, right there, it creates a lot of heat for the valve cover, well, under here, and it ends up melting away the valve cover, and it ruins it. So, you know, at that point, got to spend money to get a new valve cover. They're not too expensive, but the job, you know, it's not a hard job, but it gets annoying. So those are the last two, like, main things that I can really think about that these cars have common issues with. Yeah. So anyways, guys, that's going to end it for this video. If you guys can think of anything else that these cars have common issues with, let me know. You know, these cars are great. But no matter what kind of car you buy, they have their fair amount of issues, unfortunately. So let me know if you had any other problems with your car, what other issues you could think about when it comes to Mini Coopers. This is more geared towards the R56 Minis because, you know, this is what I've owned. So once again, this is more of a video directed towards the N14 engine. Now, mind you, the N18 is not a perfect engine either. These have their little fair share of problems as well. But, you know, what I spoke about in the video does pertain to this car. So just to let you know that. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoy the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. It lets YouTube know that I'm doing a really good job, or an okay job. And yeah, so let me know if there's anything else you guys can think of. Put it down in the comments. Let's talk about it. What problems have you had with your car? And yeah, so anyways, enjoy the rest of your day and have a good one.